Have you ever been in a trade where you press the sell button and the stock drops down, your order fills at the very bottom of...
Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I don't have a collar to wear this mic, so I'm gonna try to do it like this, okay? So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Larry Jones with allergy eyes, so I'm gonna keep the glasses on. It's been a wonderful weekend. Didn't go exactly to plan. We'll talk about that a little later. By the time we get to the end of this video, I will have an inspirational message. But let's just talk about the overall stock market. This one is going to be more geared towards crypto, but we'll briefly go over the stock market. As we see, we keep having these sell-offs, and remember, I was saying lower lows, lower highs. Not going to go over that, bore you with that again. We covered that. It's to be expected. But what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys, I think I was in the best spot. I want you guys to focus on opportunity over the next 6 months. And what do I mean by opportunity? There is an opportunity to make a lot of money. And what happens is the sell in May and go away fear comes and people don't believe it. And then when it does start happening, people freak out. Well, I don't want you guys to freak out. I want you guys to know that there's opportunity in sell in May and go away. And just because the second 6 months after May yields lower returns than the first 6 months of May, that's what sell in May, go away really means. That doesn't mean that you live in fear. It means you live in favor. You look for opportunity. That's what I do. I look for opportunity. I'm expecting to make a lot of money from sell in May and go away. And so there's going to be a lot of buying opportunities, which I will be coming here on YouTube. And I'm going to simply be telling you guys what I'm buying. But I'm just going to be general. I can't say everything I'm going to buy. If you want that, there is a free link to Money Moves. There's a free community, free 99. That's the bottom. That's the bottom link below in the description. And I'm going to be doing some exclusive teaching over there, right? So it's free, free 99. Come over there, get the free newsletter, okay? So now, I said it, we're already in this chop, the summer chop. It was to be expected. It is no surprise. The market is high. It's really still grossly high. Even though we have stock that are cooling off now, SpaceX, right? And a ticker symbol MU Micron. There will be cool offs on both of these. Josh and I went over that on yesterday. But they're going to go up massively even from where they are now. But it's not going to be a straight line up. It's okay to be nibbling on SpaceX even now, right? Do I expect it to go down lower? Yes. I wouldn't wait until the total lockout is finished to start buying. So, or should I say locked up. So when they start dumping more shares onto the market, it's okay to start nibbling, okay? Nibbling meaning it's okay to buy shares. And let me address this. I saw a lot of comments that people said, I can't afford Micron. I can't afford a $1,200 stock. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let me say something that's going to be powerful. It's going to be kindergarten to some of you, but to some of you, it's going to be eye-opening. If you had a stock that was a $5 stock and it goes up 10%, and if you had a stock that was a $1,200 stock and it goes up 30%, you can make more money with the $1,200 stock.
Navy Key Clearance Delivery Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra IFR to Orlando, ready to copy. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is cleared to Orlando Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 climb and maintain 4,000 feet.
Departure frequency is 124.7 squawk 0464.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra cleared to Orlando Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 26 climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Departure on 124.7 squawk 0464.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra readback correct. Contact ground on 121.7. Good day.
Navy Key Ground Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready to taxi IFR.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra taxi to and hold short of runway 26 via taxiway Hotel Cross runway 22 Golf Foxtrot. Contact tower on 118.575 when ready. $01 uniform, hold position, caution other traffic. $01 uniform, continue taxi. Roger, $01 uniform.
Taxiing hold short runway 26 using taxiway Hotel Cross runway 22 Golf Foxtrot Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
$01 uniform, hold position, caution the Cessna C-25C on the taxiway. $01 uniform, continue taxi. Roger, $01 uniform.
Here's the rule I follow every single trade.
$01 uniform, hold position, caution the Cessna
Well, it's a small
C-25C on
cap
the
stock.
taxiway.
It's cheap. I can buy a lot of shares, hence I will make more money. That is not true.
$01 uniform,
You
continue
can
taxi.
buy fractional shares
$01
of
uniform, hold
Micron.
position, caution the
So
Cessna
instead of
C-25C
buying,
on the taxiway.
it's a $5, let's say it's a $10 stock to
$01
make it
uniform,
even.
continue taxi.
And you buy 10 shares. You say, hey, all I have is $100. I'm going to buy $10 shares of a $10 stock. I'm going to make more money if it goes up 10%. No, you
Roger,
will.
$01 uniform.
If you take that same $100 and buy fractional shares or $10 worth of Micron, and it goes
Navy
up
Key Ground
20%,
November 041 Tree Kilo
but
requesting
the $10
pushback.
stock only goes up 10%,
November
then you're
041
still
Tree
going
Kilo
to make
pushback
more
request
money
accepted.
with Micron. So for those of you that are new to this game, just know that's the way it is. It's not the amount of money, it's the percentage of gain. That was my little class for today, okay? So I want you guys to know that. I want you guys to study that. Do not get afraid of a $1,200 price tag. To me, fractional shares was one of the greatest moves in the stock market as far as democratization of blue chip stock. That's what I believe. So let's all eat together. Let's learn and earn together. Now let's go to crypto really quick. On Thursday morning, while we were live
Navy Key
trading,
Ground Docker November 041 Tree Kilo, requesting the end of pushback. Docker November 041 Tree Kilo.
Navy Key Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready for IFR departure runway 26.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra altimeter 29.9 wind 276 at 5. Cleared for takeoff runway 26. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, did you copy?
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Tower Docker November 8701 uniform ready for departure runway 26 IFR to 40 Golf.
Landing gear.
Docker November 8701 uniform line up and wait.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Line up and wait Docker 01 uniform.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Miami Center on 124.7. Good day.
Going to 124.7 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Docker November 8701 uniform altimeter.
Miami Center Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is at 800 feet climbing 4,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Miami Center altimeter 29.9 2 radar contact. Continue to sting.
Bitcoin dipped to $58,000, 58K. Same thing as what I was telling you guys. You don't need $58,000 to buy Bitcoin. You could buy $5 worth of Bitcoin, okay? $5. Now, I'm buying daily, and yes, it came back up to
Airbus
59,
18 Juliet descend.
but I'm going to be
Maintaining
buying
flight
under
level 240.
60K of Bitcoin, and I'm buying daily. But when it hit 58, I doubled. I actually quadrupled my daily buy. So I just bought a big chunk. I believe
Descend
that
and maintain
Bitcoin
flight
will
level
get
240
If you're so
Airbus 18
profitable,
Juliet.
why do you sell a course? Well, you know what? Here you go. I don't care. It's all free. I'm giving it away. We have like 6 different courses in here. The same strategies that made me a full-time trader. And we have like
at least down to the mid-50s, 55, 54K. That's what I believe, okay? And it may come down much lower than that. I believe Stocks with Josh believes it'll come down to 40s, into the 40s. I don't think we're going to see a 30K Bitcoin again. That doesn't mean it won't happen. I just don't see it. But some people do see it. All I know is I'm going to be buying all the way down. That means that I cannot spend all of my money right now at 58. It means that I have the greater portion of my money waiting for it to come down. 57, 55, 54. And then I'm going to buy more as it comes down, because crypto is for the extreme patient. That's what it is. Crypto is doing what it's supposed to do. And like I said on Josh's video, the CEO of XRP, the CEO of Ripple, he said what I believe, that one of the greatest risks to all of crypto, especially Bitcoin, is MicroStrategy, over leverage and them owning so much Bitcoin. That is the greatest threat, along with quantum computing. Well, you do know you could short or do puts on MicroStrategy, and you do know that you could buy quantum computing. So I have a ton of quantum computing. So either way it goes, I'm gonna make some money. Even if I lose money on one end, I'm gonna be making money on another end. This is not tic-tac-toe, okay? This is chess. So we have to position ourselves to make money. And some people are going to sit on the side and complain, oh, it's a scam, this is all a scam, the whole stock market is rigged. Well, we keep making money regardless of what happens. So learn and earn. I want everyone that is listening to understand that you can continue to make money in this market, okay? So I was here this weekend with Keen and Grace, Stocks with Josh, and all of our wives, and all of us have been married for a while. My wife now, I've been married for over 20 years. We will celebrate 20 years this year. And we've been together actually about 30 years, right? I've known her. We were 30 years. And I'm gonna say this to a lot of you, women and guys. Be with the people that were with you when you had nothing. My wife was with me when I had nothing. When I was tore up from the floor. When I was a single dad with 2 daughters, okay? My wife was with me then. My wife is a ride or die, right? And the same thing to some of you women. Do not get the big heads and go fishing
Miami Center, Delaware Yankee Victor, Lima Tango Foxtrot, flight level tree 10.
All the time. You get up.
Delaware Yankee Victor, Lima Tango Foxtrot, Miami Center, radar contact, continue.
Upgrade. No, remember the people that were with you and supported you.
Delaware 6
Now, I'm
Street,
not
Charlie
talking
descend
about
and
the
maintain
takers.
flight level
I'm
200.
talking about the people that really, really supported you. Remember them. I have the same friends. Believe it or not, Josh, Stocks with Josh and myself.
Descend and maintain flight level 200.
I met
6 Street,
my
Charlie.
wife at the same church
Airbus
where I
18
met
Juliet
Stocks with
descend
Josh,
and maintain
right? I
16,000
just
feet.
wanted you guys to know that. So I'm just going to tell you guys that are on a come up, young couple, young ladies, don't always look for the guy in the
Descend and
suit.
maintain
He may be in the
16,000 feet.
mail.
Airbus
He
18
may
Juliet.
look like you. He may not.
Airbus
He may
18
be
Juliet,
another
contact
nationality,
Havana Center
another
on
race.
120.25.
Remember, I always say this.
Good day.
If God gives you a gift, how dare you question the packaging? Guys, the girls that you've been with in
Going
high
to
school,
120.25
college,
Airbus
neighborhood
18 Juliet.
girl that liked you when you knew you liked her, she knows you, she understands you. when you come up, don't go
Daughter
for
01
the
uniform climb and
supermodel
maintain flight level
that's only
280.
armed people. Don't really care about you, don't know the struggle, don't want to go through the struggle with you, and now you want to quote unquote upgrade.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, daughter
Right?
01 uniform.
This is for somebody, this is where God is leading me to talk to. Listen, the woman that's going to treat you right, the man that's going to treat you right, already has their eyes on you, and you may already have a relationship with them. They may be
Miami
your
Center,
best
Cessna
friend. They
November
may be one of your
174
best
to
friends,
November
right?
5,200
And so
feet.
you want to be with the one
Cessna
you
November
cannot live
174
without.
to November
It's
Miami
okay to
Center
be
altimeter
with the
to
one
9er decimal
that
9er
you
to
want
radar
to be
contact
with.
continue.
But more importantly, be with the one you can't be without. Okay, so that's my inspiration for the day. I'm just gonna keep it inspirational light. Love you guys. We were supposed to go to the Earth, Wind & Fire concert, but as you guys know, Mike Ritchie took ill.
Daughter
dehydrated,
63 Charlie,
they
contact
canceled
Miami
to,
Center on 1 tree
the
4
night
decimal
before we
75.
had
Good
dinner,
day.
my wife and I, with Ralph from Earth, Wind & Fire, who's become a brother and a good friend. We're praying over their safety, health, and wealth. And
1 tree 4 decimal
just
75, daughter
enjoy
6 tree
the
Charlie.
time together.
Goodbye.
Listen, get you some great, good friends who don't want anything from you, and enjoy your relationships. Like I've been so blessed. I've been blessed to have great relationships with, Keenan, Grace, and Stocks and Jobs. We've become so close. But I've also been blessed, even this weekend, to meet so many of you. There was a young lady on the cruise last night. I had a few dollars on me. I wish I had more money. It was your birthday. Happy birthday. Your girls were taking you out. Happy birthday. I really, really want to do something nice for you.
Daughter 01 uniform climb and
I'm
maintain
blessed to
flight
have
level
you
320.
guys as follows, okay? So if you want to roll with me on a deeper level, if you're on your phone, hit the drop down that says more. Go to
Climb and
description.
maintain flight level
Check
tree
out the
20
links
daughter
below,
01
okay? We'll see you
uniform.
later. Live, love, laugh.
Miami Center, generic November 12710 flight level 220. Generic November 12710
We're looking for people.
Miami Center, radar contact continue. Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Miami Center on 1 tree 4 decimal 75. Good day.
1 tree 4 decimal 75 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Miami Center Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 4,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Miami Center altimeter 29er decimal 9er 2 radar contact. Continue to Marcy. Airbus 58 X-ray contact Miami Center on 1 tree 2 decimal 4. Good day. One tree 2 decimal 4 Airbus 58 X-ray. Goodbye.
candle will cover up my friend's overpowering cologne.
Impossible. Hey, do you mind paying? All I have are nickels.
Not at all.
Do you have change for a nickel?
Unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. The Active Cash credit card from Wells Fargo. Terms apply.
Innovative, versatile, unexpected. The 2025 Ford Maverick truck.
What's up, everyone? All right, so in today's episode, I'm going to break down my watch list for Monday morning and the game plan for the week ahead. We've got the last couple days for the month of June, and then we're rolling into the new month of July. And on that note, a reminder, our 4th of July sales are currently underway here at Warrior Trading, and that's where you'll see a special discount we put together on both our Warrior Starter and our Warrior Pro membership. The Warrior Pro membership includes not just my flagship day trading courses, which are brand new as of this year, but also includes a full year of access to my live audio-video broadcast, our day trading chat room, and 90 days of access to Day Trade Dash, the scanners that you guys see me use every single day, and 90 days of access to our own trading simulator that allows you to practice the strategies you're learning in a safe environment. Now, on Friday, the stock that I had the best read on was S-Stock. This is a stock that ended up becoming the leading gainer in the entire market. It ended up going from, let's measure this. We had the previous day down here all the way up to the peak here, about 300% move. And when I was trading it on Friday, it was right in this area here. I was looking for the breakthrough, this $10 spot. And although we did get it, it wasn't super clean. It didn't end up pulling away, interestingly, until kind of the close. And then that final squeeze way later in the evening on a Friday. That's a bit unusual. So I'm kind of bummed out on that because I had the right idea, and the timing, it just took a lot longer for it to end up working than I would have liked. So that's a little bit annoying, but nonetheless, if we look at my metrics from last week was a struggle. It was the first red week that I've had for the month. I'm gonna pull up my metrics here for you so you can take a peek. So this is the month of June right here. We've got 2 days left, and ended up finishing, I had a red day on Tuesday and another red day on Friday, which was discouraging. So I finished the week down $28,000. I don't like that. It's not fun. I don't like having to do multiple red day recaps in 1 week. It's discouraging. It's a little embarrassing. So, the thing is, someone had a good comment, and they said in the comments on the video on Friday, they said, Ross, you really have no reason to be frustrated as long as you follow the rules of your strategy this week. And I said, right, well, that's why I'm frustrated. Because I kind of deviated. And this is what many of us do as traders. We've got our set of rules that we are supposed to follow every single day. And yet, in a hot market, we may deviate a little bit, and we may get rewarded for deviating. So then when the market starts to cool down, we keep being a little outside our typical sweet spot, and that's when we start to incur these unnecessary losses. So for instance, trading with really big size on my first trade of the day, that was working in the hot market because it seemed like everything was going up. But that's not the safest way to manage risk, because what ends up happening is if that first trade is a flop, you're way down, potentially below max loss. And that's exactly what happened on Friday, because that first trade that I took on Friday on ZDAI put me down 25. I then had a second loss on SHPH, and although I had a winner on S-Dot to finish the morning, it wasn't nearly enough to get me back to where I needed to be. So that was on Friday. And then on Tuesday, the issue was that I just kept trading. So, I should have stopped here, went back, then went deeper red, and then finally this big loss. I snowballed. And so that, was a mistake, trading past this level, and that was a great performance, which was tough because we've been in a market where, I don't have to tell you, we've been seeing 200, 300% moves after the market opens. We've had some days where we had as much as a 2,000 or even a 5,000% move after the bell rang. And so there have been instances where trading past the open could have been rewarding, but that wasn't the case on the days that I traded past the open. So now coming into the new week, with 2 days left in the month, I want to think about what has been working well. And if we look at some of the stocks that have given us the biggest moves in the last couple of weeks, our biggest move this past week was the stock that took on a asset treasury strategy by buying shares of SpaceX. Now, this is really unusual because during the cryptocurrency mania, we did have a lot of companies that were surging up on this asset treasury strategy. But in that case, it made sense because they were buying something that a lot of investors would be prohibited from buying, especially if an investor represents a lot of their, it's like a fund manager. They can't go fund one of these offshore accounts to buy some weird alt cryptocurrency. But a U.S. publicly traded company buys $1 billion of that currency, they can buy that publicly traded company and they can still use their leverage to buy it because it's a U.S. security. So now all of a sudden, that company becomes a vehicle for the other thing. That made sense. Now, if those other things had kept going higher, the balance sheet of that company would have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and the profit of that unrealized gain, and so the price of the stock would have increased. So that all made sense. But why would you buy shares of a small cap stock that owns $500 million of SpaceX instead of just buying SpaceX outright? That's the thing that is a little bit of a gap to me, why you would do that. So, I'm kind of left scratching my head a little bit because it, to me, just didn't make a lot of sense, and yet ILLR went up darn near 1,000% on that headline. So while to me, I couldn't exactly wrap my head around why someone would buy ILLR instead of just buy SpaceX outright, I suppose the biggest argument in favor of it is that SpaceX outright at $150 a share, in order for it to 2x or 3x, the return, the market cap's going to have to go $5 or $6 trillion. Whereas for this small cap company, they took on $500 million of SpaceX, and the price is $1 a share. And now all of a sudden, because people are excited, this stock was able to go up, 2, 3, 4, 5x, all the way up to almost 1,000% in 2 days. So in a way, these become vehicles where you're getting like a multiple, you're getting leverage. So I suppose you could also argue that these companies may be more aggressive at selling options against their position, so they may be able to produce a higher rate of return just on holding $500 million of SpaceX. If you figure you're holding $500 million, so these are huge positions and huge amounts of money. But if you're holding this really big position, $500 million, so then if you can earn, if you were earning 10%, the thing is, people who are aggressive about selling options, they can earn as much as 1% each week, which is really crazy. You've got to be really, really good at it. But if you're really doing that and making an extra $5 million each week, right? So, $5 million a week, 5 times 5, all of a sudden, or 5 times 50, you're producing $250 million a year on option strategies. And then, your rate of return is pretty high. So I could see the logic of investing in a hedge fund, for instance, that was owned $500 million of SpaceX, and unlike your typical, passive investor who just buys the position and just lets it work, they're actively managing it to produce income. That's kind of the thing, because this is a little bit of a tangent, but SpaceX, when you buy an investment that doesn't pay a dividend, then you're 100% dependent on it increasing in value over time, right? You buy a property and it pays no rent. The only money you make on it is that you can sell it in the future for a later date. But with stock, you can sell options against your position. You can sell covered calls, you can sell cash secured puts, and by doing that, you're generating income off of this asset. So you're never going to get that kind of management of your portfolio if you invest, just with a typical financial advisor, because they just don't do that. But a hedge fund or some of these different funds might. So will ILLR do that? I couldn't tell. I don't know, but that could be one additional explanation for why that $500 million of SpaceX is worth more than just buying SpaceX outright for this company. Because if you were doing it through this company and they were doing those things, then all of a sudden, right? See how that kind of makes sense? So I'm just trying to play out the scenario of why this would go up that much. But then it makes me wonder, what do we think about the next company that puts out a SpaceX Treasury strategy headline? We had a company on, was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday, that put out the headline that their board of directors approved it. But that doesn't mean anything, because the board of directors can approve a lot of things, but they could approve you going to Mars. They could approve you, doing something insane, but will it actually come to fruition? Will it actually happen? And so until it happens, there's really nothing to trade on that.
Now, there's even more to love about E-Trade, the original place to trade online. Our cutting
speculation. If that company then says a week later, they've got now, someone came to them with $1 billion and said, here's $1 billion. I want you to invest it all in SpaceX, and I want you to be actively managing the position to produce more cash flow, then now you've got a catalyst for that stock to go up a couple 100%. So we should definitely keep our eye on that type of SpaceX headline, because it worked so well Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week. So that was one catalyst that worked pretty well. We had NXTS early in the week, which gave us a really big move as well. This one was kind of interesting. It had done a couple false breakouts, popped up, reverse, and then boom, it pops up and it keeps going higher. This thing went from $4 to $24 a share. It was my best trade of the whole, or the best move of the whole week. So would love to get
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra traffic in sight.
That. This one is kind of interesting. They had this AI biotech kind of headline, and that was enough to get this stock moving in a pretty big way. Then we had, was it SHPH? No, it was, we had SDOT. We already talked about that one. This one ended up making a pretty big move. Again, kind of popped up, then pulled back, and then curled back up. So I am watching stocks that shorts are going to assume will fail, and I kind of assume they'll fail as well. But if they prove strength and keep going higher, then all of a sudden they become interesting. So after hours on Friday, we had UPC. This stock ends up going up from $3 to $12 a share. Impressive. This is a wild move. So Friday, the thing to me that was kind of interesting on this is that, typically Friday after the close is very slow. That's not usually when we see big headlines come out. I mean, how many people are still trading on Friday afternoon? I don't know. It just seems like most people are done. But nonetheless, Friday we did have news that came out, announced a strategic acquisition. And I think because short sellers have kind of been in the mindset that these are all going to fail. They start shorting, adding. It goes up more than they expect. It pulls back. And then as it goes higher, they're forced to cover. And what you don't want to underestimate about these Chinese stocks is that there's sometimes a unknown and not visible level of buying, and it can also be on selling, that significantly affects the price action. So it's like jumping into a river that has a really strong current. And this is the thing with these Chinese stocks, we don't always know where that current is coming from. If it's from insiders who are either buying to pump the stock up, if it's from insiders who are selling to liquidate and just cash out. But we've seen Chinese stocks that have dropped 99% in one day. We've also seen Chinese stocks that have gone up 8,000 or 10,000% in one day. So they can be very volatile. And if you are swimming against the current, you're shorting as it's going higher, it can be a recipe for disaster. If you're swimming against the current and you're buying as it's going lower, it can be a recipe for disaster. So you've got to be really careful with this. And not all of them have a strong current. Some of them you jump into and just nothing happens. There's no current at all. There's no traders. No one's interested. And you're like, oh, that was a non-event. And so it's very hard to predict. There's something happening beneath the surface to create that current that we're not privy to. So we just sort of have to test the water and figure out, is this one of those ones that is going to be really strong, or is this one of those ones that's going to be a disappointment? So Monday morning, this is the first stock that's on the watch list, because most traders didn't get a chance to trade it on Friday, going into the close. or after the close. So so Monday morning, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see this pop up a little bit right at 4 a.m. But my concern is that by the time it's 7 a.m., it's going to already be pulling back, and we'll have missed the first 3 hours of price action. So unless you're trading at 4 a.m., I don't really think there'll be an opportunity. I could be wrong. This could be one of those ones that really surprises us, but so I would definitely watch it at 4 a.m. if you're one of those traders, but for everyone else, coming to 7 a.m., it's a little hard to see. So interesting there, after hours top gainer scanner. So by the way, I go over to the tool, the little tool, and I go down to my after hours top gainers scanners, and this is where we see UPC. This is the only one that was interesting. None of these are really interesting. So that's how I found that one stock that was making that big. So that's UPC. Then we go to the after hours, or when we go back to the scanners, we can look at continuation. We can look at recent IPOs top moving. Recent reverse splits we'll look at as well. Recent IPO. So SpaceX, of course, is the recent IPO that's been the most volatile, but not going to be interested in trading that one. FISN, I thought this was interesting. There was a headline that the White House is going to be pursuing building more nuclear power plants. So I wondered if this stock would get a little bit of a boost from that, but so far it hasn't. So something to keep on side chart. Maybe we end up having a day where it pulls away. It would be blue sky over this all-time high right here. So if it has a headline specifically tied into those developments, that would be interesting. DSC selling off hard. PRWL, this one selling off pretty hard. These sometimes can be good for a bounce, but it's a ways away from really good. Continuation scan, ILLR. This is something that popped up at 4 a.m. on Friday, then sells off. So now we've got a daily chart with first red candle, second red, third red, maybe first daily to make a new high. That's going to take a few days to form. RAM, this one is a new IPO, popped up, sold off hard, gapped higher, sold off. Doesn't feel like that's easy to trade. NVCT, this one's ramping up on the daily, but I would feel that it's missed it. SkyQ, this one's annoying. $4 is the 200 moving average. Needs to get over that level. It's just very thickly traded. It's like a bear. It's so heavy. It doesn't move quickly. It's not exciting.
Going to 133.275
What I'm
Cessna
about to
X-ray
say
Golf Sierra.
sounds illegal, but it's not. You know how people call roofing companies just to
Miami
figure out
Center
what it might
Cessna
cost?
Alpha Sierra
Yeah,
X-ray
that's
Golf
literally
Sierra
what I was about to
4,000
do.
feet.
Don't. There's this roofing
So, anyways, over 200 million shares of volume. ARQQ, we've traded this one a bunch of times. It no longer gives us. Now, recent reverse split scanner, ILR, that one had the reverse split. Then, boom, we got the news with SpaceX. So, like I say, with these reverse split scans, keep an eye on recent reverse split. There's a number of them right now, but, as of this moment, they don't have that catalyst. But boy, if they come out with the right headline, all of a sudden, we could see, pretty epic move. So it's just one of the things I do is when I'm first pulling up a stock that hits my scanner, like S-Dot, I'm just looking to see is there an S on the chart. And the S is what refers to that recent reverse. So that's what I'm looking for. If I see that, then all of a sudden I'm like, yep. So going into tomorrow morning, I would say UPC is on the watch list, S-Dot, possible continuation, but it's a little bit more expensive. And then certainly looking for SpaceX catalyst, looking for any low orbit space catalyst, other companies getting into space, no pun intended. Definitely looking at that. Keeping an eye on biotech because that's been working as well. And ultimately, letting the scanner show me where there's strength. And if we see strength and it's something I expect is going to fail but keeps pushing higher, then I'm going to start to size up and get aggressive. So the small count also is continuing into next week. And then I'm going to make a decision probably towards the end of next week about where to go with that starting for the new month of July. So I'll do it for a few more days, and then I think in July this week. But in any case, that account is still growing, and I'll be trading it bright and early tomorrow morning. So for those of you guys who haven't already checked out our memberships, we've got the 4th of July sales underway here at Warrior Trading. But we also have a 2-week trial. So if you're not sure, do the 2-week trial. Spend the next 2 weeks and you go through parts of this curriculum right here, day trading the basics. You'll have access to chapters 1 through 6. Center right in here, so you have all of this that you can go
134.75 Cessna X-ray
we've got
Golf
our new
Sierra.
simulator right here.
Goodbye.
This is all integrated, so you know your charts and the
Miami
whole
Center
team is
Cessna
together,
Alpha
so
Sierra X-ray
you
Golf
click and
Sierra
everything
4,000
updates. You can
feet.
trade in out of this right here, which is
Cessna
great for
Alpha
you
Sierra
guys.
X-ray Golf
Excited
Sierra
about
Miami
that.
Center altimeter.
Yeah, let's make this next week a great week, and I will see you streaming tomorrow at 7 a.m. All right, link again for the description, or for the 2-week trial posted in the description, and I'll remind you that trading is risky.
Miami
My
Center
results are
Airbus
achievable. So
November
please manage your risk
503,
and always
whiskey
practice
flight
in a
level
simulator
250.
before putting real money on the line. I'll
Airbus
see you guys.
November 503, 2 Whiskey Miami Center, radar contact. Continue to PALMZ. Miami Center Cessna November, tree 488 Papa, is passing 10,800 feet, descending 8,000 feet. Cessna November, tree 488 Papa, Miami Center altimeter, 29.9er, 2 radar contact, continue to Bell. Miami Center Airbus November 69er, 72 Yankee flight level 270. Airbus November 69er, 72 Yankee Miami Center radar contact. Continue to PALMZ. Cessna Tree Bravo contact Miami Center on 1 tree decimal 275. Good day. Cessna 88 Papa contact approach on 126.8. Good day. Airbus 408 contact Miami Center on 127.2. Good day. Going to 126.8 Cessna 88 Papa. 1 tree decimal 275 Cessna tree Bravo. Goodbye. Cessna 9er 6 Golf contact Miami Center on 1 tree 4.55. Good day. 127.2 Airbus 408. Goodbye. One tree 4.55 Cessna 9er 6 Golf. Goodbye. Generic 04 Yankee contact Miami Center on 1 tree decimal 275. Good day. Airbus 89er Whiskey contact Miami Center on 1 tree decimal 275. Good day. 1 tree decimal 275 Generic 04 Yankee. Goodbye. Going to 1 tree decimal 275 Airbus 89er Whiskey. Airbus tree 2 Whiskey contact Miami Center on 1 tree decimal 275. Good day. Going to 1 tree decimal 275 Airbus tree 2 Whiskey. Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Miami Center on 1 tree 4.55. Good day.
134.55 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Miami Center Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 4,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Miami Center altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to Simi. Miami Center Airbus November 64408 flight level 300. Airbus November 64408 Miami Center radar contact. Continue to Sierra Golf Foxtrot.
What if there was... Miami Center Cessna Yankee November, Papa Delta Foxtrot 12,000 feet. Cessna Yankee November, Papa Delta Foxtrot Miami Center altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to be GOUT. Miami Center Cessna November 4909er 4,000 feet. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Cessna 15 Hotel you are 80 miles north. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 32 approach. Cessna November 4909er 41 Miami Center altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to Sierra Juliet India.
Climb and maintain 5,000 feet Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Altitude.
Miami Center Cessna November 7206 Victor 200 feet. Cessna November 7206 Victor Miami Center altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue.
Center generic November 72990 Hotel is at 1,100 feet, climbing 8,000 feet. Generic November 72990 Hotel Miami Center altimeter 29.92 radar contact. Continue to MCGNS. Airbus 408 contact Miami Center on 132.35. Good day. Airbus 408. Goodbye. Cessna Tree 44 contact Miami Center on 132.35. Good day. Going to 132.35 Cessna Tree 44. Airbus November 0617 uniform flight level 190. Airbus November 0617 uniform Miami Center radar contact. Continue to Woody. Descend and maintain 2,100 feet Cessna 2 Tree Charlie. November 8604 Yankee 10,000 feet.
Are you one of the
Generic
people
November
who thinks their bad
8604
cholesterol
Yankee
is low
Miami
enough?
Center
It may
altimeter
be too high. If your bad
29.92 radar
cholesterol
contact.
remains high,
Continue to
it may lead to an
PTOUT.
increased risk of heart attack or stroke. Ask your doctor if your bad cholesterol is low enough. Visit badcholesterol.com to learn more.
Wix didn't just help us build a website. It helped us build a movement.
contact, continue to Woody. Airbus 17 Uniform contact Miami Center on 132.35. Good day.
Climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Going to 132.35 Airbus 17 Uniform. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra contact approach on 124.8. Good day.
124.8 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is at 5,100 feet, climbing 7,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact. Continue to Laura.
You got me again, you beastie.
Altitude.
Cessna 29er, you are leaving my airspace. Resume own navigation. Contact Orlando approach on 134.95. Good day. Approach Cessna Yankee Sierra 905 Bravo, 3,500 feet. Cessna Yankee Sierra 905 Bravo approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact. Continue. 134.9, 5 Cessna 29er. Goodbye. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, you are 23 miles south. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway tree, 6 right approach via tramp transition. Clear to tramp.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway tree 6 right approach via tramp transition. Cleared to tramp Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Altitude. Altitude.
maintain 4,000 feet Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Approach Cessna November 879er, 49er, 6,900 feet. Cessna November 879er, 49er, approach altimeter, 29er decimal 9er, 2 radar contact, continue. Cessna 9er, 49er contact approach on 13.05. Good day. Going to 13.05 Cessna 9er 5 Bravo. 13.05 Cessna 9er 49er. Goodbye.
Altitude.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
X-ray Golf Sierra, you are 12 miles south of Orlando. Contact Orlando Tower on 124 decimal tree when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 124 decimal tree Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Orlando Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 11 miles south inbound ILS runway tree 6 right approach.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Orlando Tower. Altimeter 29er decimal 9er, 2 wind 277 at 5. Cleared ILS runway tree 6 right approach.
Cleared ILS runway tree 6 right approach Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, wind 277 at 5. Cleared to land runway tree 6 right.
Cleared to land runway tree 6 right Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
November Airbus November 529er, 6 Mike 11 miles, southeast, inbound RNAV Zulu runway, tree 5 right approach. Airbus November 529er, 6 Mike Orlando Tower. Altimeter 29er decimal 9er, 2 wind 277 at 5. Cleared RNAV Zulu runway, tree 5 right approach. Cleared RNAV Zulu runway, tree 5 right, approach Airbus 9er 6 Mike. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, turn next taxiway. Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, contact ground on 122.775.
.775 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Ground Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, request taxi to the gate.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra taxi to gate tree 0 using taxiway Bravo 5 Bravo 6.
Taxiing to gate tree 0 using taxiway Bravo 5 Bravo 6 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.